Hey friends, so yesterday morning after Fancy went on her copyright strike spree with a ton of channels, one of the ones that she copyright struck was Uncorked with Brande, and Brande reached out and told me she was going to do a live and invited me to come up. Now I know a lot of people don't like Uncorked with Brande, can't believe that I'm chill with her. I don't agree with her on things literally. Every interaction that Brande and I have almost ever had has been us disagreeing on things, just doing it respectfully because, we only really talk to each other about this case at the moment. So yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know before you jump in my comments. I'm aware that Brandy's went back and forth with Fancy and blah, blah, blah. She could go back to Fancy again. I don't know. I don't think she will, but Fancy could do a real 180 and Brande could decide to give her another chance. That would be Brandy's prerogative. We've all got free will. That's her business if she decides to do that. But anyway, I just want to put that out there. So we're up there talking on the live. Cutting Board Dawn, Alora from Into the Weeds came up, so that was fun. Always love talking to them. And at that point, Kristy Blanchard shows up in the comments, and Brande invited her up. I don't know if Brande had let her know about the live. That's cool if she did, but or if Kristy just happened in. But I was happy to get the opportunity to ask Kristy some questions. Now, the subject of the live was Fancy, and so I didn't want to be rude to or disrespectful to Brande's live and start asking a bunch of questions about things that weren't related. So some of you may be disappointed in the questions that I asked her, and that's okay if you are, but like I said, I wanted to be respectful to the subject, to my host, and then there's also the fact that I was just in a straight petty mood, and I wanted to know if Kristy would dish any dirt on Fancy, and oh my God, y'all, did she? I'm putting the link to Brande's live in the description. Go watch, y'all, if you want to hear some dirt on Fancy. So I just also want to say, just because I believe Kristy on some of these things doesn't mean that I see her as a completely reliable source in all things. Kristy, if you're watching, I don't mean that in any kind of malicious way. I know you told me you watch a lot, so I just wanted to put that out there. What I mean is that your priority is to protect Gypsy Rose. I think you have a fire about it, and that you might lie, omit, or twist the truth to protect Gypsy, and I don't fault you for that. I would do the same for my family, no matter what. I just would. Fortunately, I don't have anyone in my family in the position of Gypsy, but I have a feeling if I did, I would still want to protect them. Now, the reason I believe some of the stuff that Kristy said about Fancy is because it's consistent with Fancy's behavior, and other similar things have been reported about Fancy's behavior from other people at other times. So it feels to me like she was telling the truth, but y'all can decide if you watch Brande's live. Anyway. One of the things that I asked Kristy towards the end that wasn't related to Fancy and was related to Gypsy, and I appreciated that she was, gracious and answered politely, was that I wanted to know, because Kristy had said earlier that she doesn't really do social media all that much. She kind of has her head in the sand, and Brande and Kendall were saying that that was their view as well, that Kristy often doesn't know about the drama. So with that being said, she's up on a live with us. She does go up on Bree's live occasionally, and she had told me that she watches my channel all the time. So I asked her this question. I told her that it seems like having the people who are in her life fight for her, go to battle for her on social media is very, very important to Gypsy. That is a thing that she really values in the people that she has relationships with. And I wondered if Kristy felt pressure. And, her answer was basically that no, that she doesn't, that she just wants to protect her. She said a lot more than that, but you can take a look on Brande's live. I know Brande won't copyright strike me, but I'm just trying to be super careful with YouTube right now, y'all, since Fancy Pants is out there on her revenge tour. Another thing I asked Kristy, and she may have felt I was being a bit rude, shoving it in her face. I hope not, because it was actually genuine curiosity. I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to be rude to Kristy if she was rude to me, but she hasn't been. Kristy wasn't rude to me. So I asked her, she said she watches my channel all the time. And I was like, well, I have noticed you sharing my stuff, Kristy. And I just wondered, Are you aware? Do you know that I don't like Gypsy? Because I was honestly curious because I don't post everything on TikTok that I post on YouTube because TikTok is just a different beast and I don't fully understand it, but I do understand that a lot of my long form videos are just not cut out for the TikTok algorithm. So I felt like there was a possibility maybe she was only seeing my anti-fancy videos and didn't know. I didn't feel that it would be totally right for me to set up and talk to her and ask her questions if she wasn't aware that I am anti-gypsy. If she, maybe only saw a bunch of my anti-fancy videos on TikTok and didn't know. But her answer was like, yeah, I know. She said she was hoping maybe she could talk to me and change my mind. My mind's not changed on anything, but I did appreciate a respectful conversation with Kristy and the opportunity to ask her some questions. She didn't have to do that, so that was cool. No problems there. So if y'all go watch Brande's live, be sure and come back and tell me in the comments what you think of the stuff that Kristy said about fancy. Let me know, y'all.